Cool. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start standing, actually. So at the front of your mat, and we'll go ahead and set up a really strong posture. So outer edges of the feet parallel. And then lift up the toes so you root down through all the two front, the ball and the pinky toe, and then the either side of the heel. Really feel rooted and like you're not leaning too forward or too backward. And then send your thighs back and engage the shins towards each other. You're going to really feel this stabilize the knees and bring them up towards the torso. The tailbone down. Engage the belly towards the heart. Hey, Tatiana. Then bring the shoulders up towards the ears and draw the shoulder blades together, keeping the engagement of the belly towards the heart. And then let's place both our hands on the heart. Flutter our eyes closed. Noticing if we've come back towards leaning slightly forward in the feet or leaning slightly backward in the heels, and come find that center position. We'll go through those alignment cues one more time. So all four corners of the feet. Thighs back, shins together. This is going to lift the knee. Tailbone down, belly engaged towards the heart. Shoulders up and blades together, keeping the engagement of the belly. And then lift through the back of the skull. And place your hands on your heart. And then just start to connect to the breath. Feeling rooted, feeling grounded. And there's acknowledging that there's a lot going on right now. A lot of unrest, a lot of uprising. And so starting in the standing position, I invite you to feel the strength of your own body, your ability to stand tall. And sometimes when we get this feeling of overwhelmingness, when like right now there are so many things going on in the world, protests, COVID, questions about the future. It might feel like taking one step forward might not make any difference. And as I tell you this next little story, I want you to continue to stay with the breath. I heard this on a meditation by Tamara Levitt, and it's been passed around. I think I've heard this story in lots of different incarnations. But one day on a beach right after a thunderstorm, there were hundreds of starfish sprinkled across the beach. And this man went on a walk to see them. And on his walk, he encountered a woman, a young girl, who was picking up one starfish and throwing it back into the ocean, and then picking up another starfish and doing the same. And he walked up to her and he said, why are you doing this? There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of starfish. There's no way that you can make a difference here. There's no way you can get all of them. And she picked up a starfish and she threw it into the ocean. And she looked at him and said, it made a difference to that one. And so as we move forward into this unknown territory, taking ownership of each little action that we can take, that we can make the world a better place for all of us to live in. Each little thing that we do, may it be where we spend our money or show our support, does make a difference. So with that, taking that idea with you into the body, flutter your eyes open and an inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold, touch the toes. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, and root to rise. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, bend knees and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Come to standing, look up, palms touch. Use the breath, bring the hands to heart. Continue with your own breath with these half sun salutations. Arms reach up. On an inhale, on an exhale, fold. And so we're starting this class halfway up and then fold and come to standing. Continuing on your own now. We're starting this class with these half sun salutations as a symbol that the movement that we make can make a difference. The movement that we take can make a difference. The actions that we choose. So being still right now. Is also an act. Next time you come to standing, arms reach up overhead. Grab the left wrist, lean over to the right. Reach down through the left foot, open up left side body. Feel the rib cage on the left side body expand. And then switch sides, right side body. Feeling space being made both in body and mind for new perspective. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, low. To rise as the arms reach up, the palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring your hands to your hip. Bring your right foot over so that the pinkies of each toe are touching. Root down through the heels. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. So a nice hamstring stretch. This may feel stronger in the left leg, the back of the left knee. And experiment maybe with swaying side to side in the torso, just this little one side, lean to one side, then the other, just seeing where you feel the stretch a little differently. Take off my earrings. I think they're clicking the microphones. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Root to rise and release the right foot next to the left. Hands to heart. And then bring the hands to the hips. Now the left foot comes up and over, pinkies touch. Find an even balance in each foot, and then inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale. And release the neck here and sway side to side. Staying with the breath. Then inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, lower. Come to standing, release the left foot next to the right, and bring the hands to heart. One more time, a side body stretch. Inhale, reach up, grab left wrist, lean towards right. Inhale through center, and then lean towards left. Inhale through center. And then we're gonna do a little pec stretch at the wall. So if you have like a wall or a column or anything around you, a bookshelf, that you can place your, let's see if you guys can see me. You want your fingertips to be facing behind you and your palm on whatever surface that you have. So straight arms, it would look like this. Yeah, I'll do it right here. Let's get started. And then you just slowly start to turn. If you have your left hand on the spot, you just slowly start to turn to the right. And maybe you turn a lot, maybe you turn a little bit. And I feel this all the way from my wrist to my armpit because I know I have tight forearms from playing the violin. Just breathe here. Notice if your shoulders are curling up towards your ears. And then switch directions. So the right palm, the fingers point away from you. And then you just walk towards the left. And if you feel any pinching, you want to come back until you don't feel that pinching at all. If you feel any tingling, come back so you don't feel that tingling at all. Shoulder blades are still retracted towards each other. That same stance as we started the class with. And then release. Come stand at the back of your mat. On an inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend knees lower. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, walk your hands out to top of a push-up. Pause here. You can always lower down the knees if you want. Lift the thighs towards the sky. It's that same feeling of shins in and knees lifted as we had in our standing position. Just the gravity is different. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. To rise, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, come halfway up. And then exhale, walk the hands back to top of a push-up. Pause here. Lift the thighs. Root down through all finger pads and where the fingers meet the hand. Then lower the knees and then bring the chest down and the chin down so your booty is up in the air. Now we're going to come right back up to top of a push-up. So push through the arms, lift the knees, top of a push-up. Step the feet, hands back towards the feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Come to standing, palms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch. Exhale, bend knees and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, walk back to top of a push-up. Pause. Thighs towards the ceiling, shins engaged towards the midline, towards the middle. And then lower down your knees, then your heart as the elbows bend in your chin. Straighten the legs, belly towards the floor. Arms reach out like Superman. Lift toes and arms. Inhale. And exhale, hands back alongside shoulders, tuck the toes. Press into the knees, back up to top of a push-up. Lift the knees, walk back, downward facing dog. This is like a yogi burpee. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Root to rise, arms reach up, palms touch, hands come to heart. Keep going. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Top of a push-up. Pause here. Shins in, thighs up. Tailbone towards heel. Lower the knees, the chest, and the chin look forward. Your booty should be slightly up. Then straighten the legs. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, and then retract them together on the back body. Inhale, curl up for cobra. Pause here. Press into the tops of the feet. And then exhale, come down. Tuck the toes. We're going to push up again. So keep the knees down as you push up through the arms. And then lift the knees. And if you can do it with the knees and the arms at the same time, go ahead. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Walk the hands. Shins in, thighs up, knees lifted. And then come down, knees, chest, chin. Straighten the legs, press into the top of the feet. And now bring the fingertips off of the mat, either side, still in line with the shoulders. And then curl up and chicken wing your elbows out to either side. Yeah. Come back down. Good. Now, do that again. Chicken wing your elbows out to either side. Pause here as you press down through the pubic bone. Feel your heart sink towards the mat. And then bring your elbows alongside the body. So they're out in chicken wing and then they come together. Feel that strengthening the upper, lower down. And then same thing with your hands on the mat, just below the shoulders. So on an inhale, press into the tops of the feet, chicken wing the elbows. Feel your heart fall down towards the mat and then bring the elbows back alongside the body. Exhale, come down, tuck the toes, and finally downward facing dog. We're done with those burpees. Or those aren't as nearly as bad as burpees. And then in this downward facing dog, find that same shins in, thighs back feeling. And stay with the breath. And then bring the right foot forward in between the hands, lower down onto the left knee. Inhale as the arms sweep up alongside the ears. Strong arms. Feel the length of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart. Twist towards the right. Bring the elbow to the outer edge of the knee. Press palms into each other. Bringing out toxins in this pose. Also making space for change, for new perspectives, for new ways of doing things. Tuck the right sitting bone under. Notice if it's coming out to the side. Keep it in line. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, hands come down. Straighten the left leg. Side towards the sky. Inhale, come up into a high lunge. You can always stay in a low lunge if you want. Exhale, hands to the heart. Twist towards the right. Find the same twist here. Inhale, come up. Arms alongside the ears. Exhale, lower down, downward facing dog. Walk out the legs. Left foot forward in between the hands, lower down the right foot. Arms alongside the ears. And breathe. Bring the hands to the heart. Twist to the left, elbow to the left knee. Prayer your hands. Still find length through the top of the head. Then inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, hands frame the foot, tuck the right toes, thigh towards the sky, shins in towards the midline, high lunge. So as we work on changing our perspective, changing the way that we weave through life, weave through society to make the world better for everybody, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. Turn to the left and twist here. We lose our balance or we're clumsy, but it may not, but that's not a reason to not try. So letting these twists symbolize, as they progress from low lunge to high lunge, allow them to symbolize that struggle. Inhale, hands through center. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Downward facing dog. Shins in towards the midline, thighs back. On an inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees and jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Root to rise, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up and look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, root down the palms, step back to top of a push-up. You can lower down full chaturanga or do what we did at the beginning of the class, knees, chest, chin. Then straighten the legs, press into the top of the feet. Curl forward, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And just do one more of those. On an inhale, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, come to the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Root to rise as the arms reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch. Fold. Halfway up. And then go through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Cobra, or upward facing dog. And we'll meet in downward facing. Knees come down to the mat, toes touch, child's pose. So now a moment of stillness, a moment of silence. And in the silence, listening. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Left leg up and back, bend the knees, stack the hips. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring the foot forward in between your hands. Come up, high lunge. Hands to heart, twist to the left, elbow to the outside of the knee. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Tuck left sitting bone under. Sit into the left knee. Tuck right sitting bone under, sorry. Sit into the left knee. Inhale. And exhale, peaceful. Keep the alignment of the legs and the knee. Inhale, come through warrior two. And then exhale, side angle. Letting these poses be a way to open and expand today. And then inhale, come forward, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, reach forward and triangle. Bend into the left knee, come up, warrior two. Peaceful. And then parallel the feet. Open up to warrior two, right foot out. And then cartwheel or rotate into a high lunge. So the left heel pivots up towards the sky. Hands to the heart. Twist to the right. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Lift the left thigh. Shins in towards the midline. Arms reach up. High lunge. Open up warrior two. Tuck right sitting bone under. Deep into the right knee. Peaceful. Open and expand. Warrior two. And side angle. Inhale, warrior two. And then straighten the right leg, reach forward. Triangle. Warrior two. Parallel the feet. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Hands to hips. Bend knees any amount. Send the sitting bones back. Wide-legged forward. Another way to change our perspective. Let the head hang. Shake it yes. And shake it no. Keeping the shins in towards the, engaging still towards the midline. And a way to help you do that is to push down through the outer edges of the feet. And then the thighs still go back. Inhale, halfway up. Then exhale, walk the hands over, frame the left foot. Left foot meets the right. You can go through a vinyasa or straight to down dog. Coming back to the breath. And just so you have a little mental preparation, we're going to do a few more twisted poses, but eventually end up in a restorative pose a little longer than we normally spend in Shavasana. to allow ourselves, again, that stillness, that awareness, and that listening. So bring the left foot forward. Open up into warrior two. And then warrior one. So the right foot is at 45-degree angle. Then straighten the left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to come into Parsarita Trikonasana, which is twisted triangle. So if you do have a block or anything, you can bring it to the outside of your foot. Otherwise, you're going to put your hand on your shin. So we're going to twist slightly to the left and either keep your left hand on your left hip and place your hand on the block or lightly on your shin, and then begin to twist towards the left, keeping the left hip back and the right hip forward. Now this pose is particularly difficult for me to get into. So you can always just keep that left hand on the hip, or you can begin to lift it up as you send that left thigh back. Keep rooting down through the outer edge of the right foot. Breathe. And then come out. Arms reach up. And exhale, frame the foot. You can go through a vinyasa or straight to down dog. And second side, and I'll show you from the other way here. So right foot comes forward, open up into warrior two. And then pivot into warrior one. Straighten the right foot, bring the hands to the hips. Now you can always keep that right hand on the hip this whole time. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and as you twist to the left, hinge from the hips, the hand comes to the shin or a block, and the right arm reaches up or stays on the hip. Keep this hand on my hip. So keep sending the right hip back, engaging into the outer edge of the left foot. All four corners of the feet are rooted. Keep sending the right hip back. Noticing any change that happens, any opening. And then inhale, come up, arms reach up. Bend into the right knee. Lower down, go through your vinyasa. Or straight to down dog. Left foot up and back. Exhale, bring it through pigeon pose. Left knee to left wrist, left ankle to right wrist. Tent the fingers. Engage knees towards each other. And then lower down any amount. You can always use the block on your forehead or come down all the way. And come up onto your fingertips. Lean over to the left and swing that. Oh, yes. Swing the right leg forward and send the left arm out. We're going to come up right into the fallen star. So I'll show you that again. So I'm in pigeon, and I just bring the leg out right about till it gets to my foot, and then I root down through the left knee, reach up. Fallen star. Let your head hang, your heart open. And then come back down onto the left hip. Swing the right leg again back to pigeon, or however you want to come back to down dog. Second side, right leg forward. Tent the fingers. Keep toes active here, curling towards the knee. And then lower down any. And come up onto your fingertips. Swing the left leg around. Fallen star as you root down through the right knee. It looks trickier than it is, this transition. Good, and then swing back into pigeon, or however you want to get into down dog. Bend the knees, and jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up, exhale lower. Root to rise as the arms reach up overhead, the palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. Bring the feet about a hip width distance apart, toes turn out. We're going to come down into Malasana. Another way that we can, another pose that we can use to really think about yoga as an opening, both from body and mind. And just a few breaths here. Tailbone down, head lifts. Good, and then lower down onto your seat and bring your feet together. Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Bring your hands to either side of your hips and lift up. And you can kind of like scoot forward and backwards here, really sending your tailbone down and your sitting bones back. So you come back, or your sitting bones down. So you really come down right on top of the sitting bones. And then you can bring your hands around your toes, maybe interlace the fingers. Elbows down on either side of the shins. And you can use the elbows to press into the shins to get a little wider opening. Hinging from the hips. Notice if your back is round. You want to try to keep that back as straight as possible. Not about how low your knees go either. Just about how you feel the stretch. Good, and then release the feet. Come into a wide-legged stance. If you want to bring a blanket or a block underneath your seat, that might be comfortable. You can also lift up and then come back down. I find that helps me really get a little bit more sturdy. Good. And then from here, we'll lean forward once again. Trying to keep the back as straight as possible. Curl the toes back towards the body. And walk the hands back. Bring both feet in. Lower down onto your back. We'll do one bridge pose. Lift up, tuck the shoulders, interlace the fingers or grab the edges of the mat. And breathe. And then lower down. Sway the knees right to left. Allow the knees to fall to the right, gaze towards the left. A short little supine twist. Knees up through center, switch sides, gaze towards the right. And come up. Lean over to one side and come to seated. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to spend a little bit more time in restorative and then Shavasana. It will be about 15 minutes of until the end of class. It's 3:46 right now, if that helps you guys kind of gauge. I know this is a little longer than we normally spend, but I ask you to sit with that space, sit with the time and the stillness, and see what comes out of that silence. There is a lot going on right now, and sometimes we can gain so much perspective and understanding from simply being silent. Okay, so if you, Tatiana, you were, if you missed the beginning of class, you need about a towel rolled up about like this. If it's a little shorter, that's okay. Or if you have a blanket or something like that. And we're gonna come into Baddha Konasana, the restorative. And I'm gonna actually show you guys from this direction, but you wanna be long on your mat. So when you have the towel, you'll place it over the ankles, like so. Then you'll tuck one side around and through, the other side around and through, and pull it tight. So it's a little ankle brace. And then with the feet together, lower down onto your back, arms out. And if you'd like, there's a couple variations here. You can bring some cushions, and I'm just gonna grab a cushion to show you guys. You can bring some cushions under your back to provide a little bit of support. You have two blocks, you can also do that. And you can also bring some cushions underneath your knees if you need a little bit more support. If it's a little bit too much on your inner groins, you can place them underneath your knees. So if you're in Baddha Konasana, then just begin to connect with the breath. I'll show how to get into it one more time. The feet come together. You place them right over your ankles, the blanket, and then pull one side through and then the other. And I like to kind of hold on to it like a lasso as I fall back, either onto cushions, onto the mat, onto blocks. Arms reach out to either side. Allow them to really take up space so the armpits or the arms are away from the side body. And then with the palms up is a sign of being receptive. Begin to bring attention to the breath. You can breathe into the inner groins as they open, creating space in the hips and the thighs. A symbol of making space for what we don't understand or know. And each time your mind starts to wander, almost celebrate the fact that you caught it and that you're able to bring it back to the breath. Relax the jaw and the forehead. Slowly bring movement back to your fingers and your toes, allowing your head to sway from side to side, a gentle reawakening. Bring your hands to either side of your thighs and use your hands to bring the knees together. And then mindful of your props, roll over onto one side, using that arm as a pillow, resting here in fetal position for a moment. Noticing any similarities or differences to a slightly longer restorative Shavasana. Noting anything that may have come up during that time. Then root down through one hand, come to sitting. Like to honor the ancient cultures and traditions that have brought this practice here to us today. We'll end this class with 3 rounds of Om. Life saying yes to itself. Bring your hands to your heart and inhale for a clearing breath. Exhale. And inhale for Om. Gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this class with me. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day and a rest of the week.